All right, so we're taking a look at 10 common mistakes that new players make in Unmatched. 10 common mistakes that new players make in Unmatched. Number one, draw and then move. So I see a lot of new players do this. They'll move and then they'll draw their card. And that only hurts you because you can, if you draw first, you can see if you might need it for a boost or a special attack, and it might change your decision. So it's important that you draw and then move. Number two is move and place are two different things. So if a card text in Unmatched has specific things that it says. So when it says to move, you literally get to move your character 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, for example. And if there's a character or a trap, like an enemy character, you cannot move through them normally. And then place is, like if it says place your fighter in any space in your zone, you can literally take that fighter and place it anywhere, even if you're surrounded. Number three is defender effects resolve first. Is pretty common now because it's almost become a meme, but the defender's effects resolve first. So if 2 after combats happen, the defender gets to resolve first. Or immediate effects, or during, of course. And number five, you may play schemes that have no effect. Or number four, pardon me. Number four is you may play schemes that have no effect. So, for example, some characters have scheme cards that do a certain thing, like Muldoon and his traps, for example. You can remote detonate without there being a person nearby to take damage. And then it's a pass. And so some characters have cards that can work as a pass so that you're not drawing cards, and that may be why you want to do that. Number five, combat damage and effect damage are two different things. So some new players ask about this often. I've seen on online. And so it's just that. Effect damage is from effects, such as schemes and after combat effects or abilities. And then combat damage is directly from the printed value and whatever is added to that, possibly with boosts or other things. And that would be combat damage. Next, we have discard down to 7 cards at the end of your turn. This is an important one because some cards let you draw more on your opponent's turn, so you could have 7 or more. And it's important for characters like Jekyll and Hyde or Dracula for their beast form and Forever Hyde to get big damage off. Or Genie also is a good example of that. And number 7 is discard piles are public information. So this can kind of be a discrepancy sometimes amongst people because it's my deck or my discard pile. I don't want you looking at it, but the discard pile is public knowledge. So you can look at it, your opponent's discard whenever. When they pull a card out of their discard, you get to know what that card is because it's public knowledge. And then number 8, you cannot pass an action or turn. Some players try to do this. Some new players try to pass an action because they don't want to move, they don't want to attack, or they have too many cards, something like that. No, you have to take your 2 actions on your turn. Except in the case of Invisible Man where he can leave the board on turn 1. But anyway, I believe number 9, yes. You may not choose a friendly fighter for an attack. Some of card effects will let you attack or has damage, effect damage to your own sidekick, for example, Alice and Bigfoot. It could happen to them with some of their cards. But in general, no, you cannot attack your own fighter or a friendly fighter in 2v2. And then number 10, lastly, up to includes 0 spaces. So some players say, well, I can't move, or I have to move, 3. If it says move up to 3 spaces, I have to move 3. No, you can move 1 space, you can move 2 spaces, or you can move 3, or you can move 0. So generally Unmatched, what we say is do what you can and ignore the rest. And that's a general rule for for all of Unmatched. Do what you can, do what the card effect says, and ignore the rest. Hope that was helpful, and you can share it with some of the new people that you play Unmatched with that need to understand some quick rules that are common mistakes. And one more quick rule, number 11, bonus, is the youngest player goes first as per the rules and is placed on the spot number 1.